Howdy, folks. What's going on? It's the Outlaw Hatfield back at you one more time. Let's see. What's going on over on the YouTube side right now? We ain't got but a few guys out there. Let's see. We've got Midnight Vanessa and myself. And over on the Gun Channel side, it's just me, Not Vanessa, and the Pants. Though I don't think the Pants is actually there. With me right now, I got Tardot. How you doing, man?
How's it going, man? I'm just trying to get home, but haven't too bad today. And thank you for having me.
Hey, not a problem, brother. Not a problem. I've got more links out, ladies and gentlemen. You know, it's this time slot, and still got to wait for people to get home from work, and people are commuting here and there. But I've got a decent show planned out for tonight. I've actually put some thought into this one. We're gonna be discussing later on what America would have been like if there had never been a Second Amendment written, and on the other hand, what it would be like if it was suddenly gone tomorrow. How would things change in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years down the road? Um, I think this is a conversation we don't have enough. Um, so, like I said, I've got links out. When other people jump in here, we'll get this party started. We'll have this discussion and see what the opinions of my panel think, how things would go. RL just jumped in. How you doing, buddy? And apparently he's having technical difficulties because his little Mikey thing is not working. There you go. How you doing,
Good,
RL?
now it works. I'm fine, buddy. What's going on?
Not a thing. Where you heading? I know you're on your way to work.
Yeah, I was just walking around. We have the Gander Outdoors here. I was just walking around checking it out.
Oh, I figured you'd be on your way to the shooting range or fishing or.
It poured down rain here about half an hour ago, and I had to pick my kid up from school. So kind of cut into my fishing or shooting time today.
You're not working tonight?
Yep, I'm on my way in here.
Oh, okay.
Gonna be
Just
there.
wondered.
Yep.
But Rich Watts out there, 30 Clipazine. How you guys doing? But yeah, man. It's been raining here on and off all day long. I don't know what's going on. But in all reality, it's not a bad thing because this is the first rain we've had in about 3.5 weeks. So I figure I can give up one day of sunshine every 3 weeks or so. I guess the grass needs to be watered once in a while.
And it's been dumping here for weeks. Again, all the creeks keep getting so high they're barely fishable, especially after we just had the storm we had today.
Well, don't you have any major river systems around you?
Have any what?
Major river systems.
Yeah, the Susquehanna runs down through here.
Oh, you can always go there and fish.
True, but that's a little tough without a boat.
Yeah. See, that's what I do. I bank fish. I'm not wealthy enough for a boat at this point. Maybe one of these days I'll win that lottery, be able to afford something like that.
There's places you can bank fish. Actually, I was just, it's one of the reasons why I wanted to stop at Gander. I was looking at fishing kayak, thinking about getting a fishing kayak one of these days.
Right now I'm having a bit of an issue. I have to get myself a new landing net because mine has ripped to shreds. So yeah, when you're going down there after catfish, chances are you could catch one that's 30, 40, 50, 60 pounds. Net's pretty much a necessity.
Yeah.
So especially where I fish, where you got a bit of a lip on that bank that goes down 2 or 3 feet before you get to water. So
Yeah.
yeah, so gotta work on that one.
When I get on my new work schedule here, I might be doing some more catfishing. I'm going to be off in the evening.
Now I don't know, but Tardot, do you do any fishing?
Tardot has left us.
Oh well, Tardot has went the way of the dodo. Is that what you're saying?
Yep, it's just you and some pussy in here.
Well, that's fine. It's been like that many times before, and we managed to put on a pretty good show every single time.
Oh,
But you know, um, so what's going on with you? Anything new other than your new toy you picked up the other day that I'm jealous about, by the way?
I didn't pick it up yet. It's still in gun jail till Thursday. But
Ah, well,
you know, although
for those,
I did almost buy a Taurus while I was in Gander Outdoors. They had the new G2C, the new version of the whatever Millennium G2 or whatever. They had those for $199 on sale. So
I
I
have
thought
been seriously thinking about picking up one of those.
I've shot the Millennium, the original Millennium Pro. I owned one of the original Millennium. Millennium Pro. I owned the 745 version, which was like a single stack 45 version of it.
Well,
I just like.
the new ones don't have that safety thing in them, do they?
No, they got rid of the stupid like key lock thing, like the Smith revolvers and stuff have on it. They got rid of that. They got rid of the manual safety on it, I believe.
Which is two good things, in my opinion.
That's why I considered buying one now. Actually, that key lock safety thing, I had it on that 745 I had, and I didn't like it. One more thing that can break, in my opinion. But it was there, so it was what it was.
Yeah,
But yeah,
well,
for 199, I've shot the G2 Millennium, and that thing shoots pretty good. It's $100 gun. You're down into high point territory there. You know,
yeah, with a better gun.
a lot better gun in my opinion.
Um,
Yep, they
it's
almost had me biting them.
it, it, I like the original G2s. I thought they were good guns. So and now that they've dropped the price on them, I was thinking, a couple of weeks I might be picking one of those up because that fits the bill for what I've been looking for anyway. Something that's not very expensive that I can carry at work. That if it's going to get a little wet now and again, I don't really care that much.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not,
200. No,
I'm not putting $600 into it.
yeah.
Uh, I'll probably end up spending a little extra money just to put some night sights on it because, well, I do prefer the night sights.
The sights on them that they come with are usable. They're $3. They're not bad. I think Trugo makes the TFOs for the Millennium.
And just,
I don't know what kind of night sights you like. You like the Trigons or?
I like the Trigicon. I like the True Glows. Either one of those, you're not going to go wrong with. I got True Glows on that GP 100. That's what I put on there.
Yeah. I've never been a big night sight person, although I thought about doing putting a fiber optic sight on my LCR. You make those red and green fiber optic. Trugo actually makes those.
Well, there was a point in time when I didn't see the big deal of having night sights. But over the last 2 or 3 years, I've noticed that my eyes aren't picking up just the regular three dots very easily in a low light situation.
That's the
So,
problem. The LCR just has the gutter sight with the blade on front. My eyes just aren't picking that up real well anymore when I try and draw.
what that's pretty much my plan. I'm going to go ahead and
I've always been kind of ghetto and painted my sights with like red nail polish. Uh oh.
um I had a friend that used to use pink nail polish on his, a bright pink nail polish.
I keep red and white on my workbench to touch up sights with.
And why he would choose pink is beyond me, but that's just what he.
Anything contrast, I guess.
Know, I don't know. I just have a problem painting one of my any part of one of my guns pink.
Well, I can do it on whenever I do my build for the snowflake blower. That's already got all kinds of pink and purple on it.
You know, that's a good point. You haven't finished that yet?
I haven't even started that one yet.
Huh.
I gotta stop buying handguns and start building rifles. That's my problem.
You know, there's several y'all I've heard say that over the last couple of weeks. I've got guns that I need to get built. I just never took the time to do it.
Well, I was gonna try and finish my 9mm build, and then I bought that shotgun last week, and I bought that freaking revolver this week. So there's the money that would have finished my 9mm build.
Yeah. Let's see what's going on over here on the YouTuber side. Yeah, Rich White's out there. Travis Silent's out there. Don't look like they're holding much of a conversation out there, though. Gun Channels is just about empty, it looks like. Like I said, guys, it's this time slot, this 6 o'clock time slot. People are just now either getting off work or heading home from work. So it takes a while for this particular show to get warmed up every day. But that's fine, you know. I don't mind spending it. I don't mind spending time talking to you guys a little bit, just bullshitting around.
I just learned something at the Gander Outdoor store there. They'll price match other stores too.
Oh, do they? I didn't know that.
Yeah. You bring in an ad or something showing how much another store sells a gun for, they'll price match.
Now, will they price match it on internet sales?
I did not ask.
Or against internet sales?
Compared to what Gander Mountain was, their prices are a lot better. They're not. Most of them weren't full MSRP. I mean, they're not. I can get better deals in some of the local shops on some things, and other things they were actually $199 for that G2C is about as cheap as you can get it online.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, see, Gander Mountain's always been high though. Compared to like Cabela's, Gander Mountain's always been higher than Cabela's. And so is Bass Pro Shops.
Cabela's is pretty high.
Yeah, but they're higher. You'd figure as big as those places are and as much volume as they sell, they'd be a bit cheaper. But no, that's not the way it works. And
a couple guns I looked at were the LCR X was $469 there, which is within reason of the other shops in the area. The G2C was $199. That's cheaper than my local shop out of Florida. I'm trying to think what other guns I looked at there. Some of them weren't so good. They had a used car CW380. It was the only car I saw in the entire freaking place. They wanted $300 for that. You can get a new one for it.
Well, I've been looking online at that G2, and just under $300 is about where it's sitting. About anywhere you look.
For what? The Millennium G2C?
Yep.
Sportsman's Guide, $199.99. Bud's was $207.99 or something for cash. Because my local shop I normally buy for wanted $230 something out the door.
Yeah, Classic got them for $199. That's what I said. About that $200 range.
There's not a lot of wiggle room on a $200 gun, really.
Nope. Especially one with that quality, you know.
Yeah.
And grant you, everybody knows that Taurus Firearms has this habit of, you know, putting out some lemons once in a while, but for the most part, everyone I've ever shot has been a good gun.
I've had good luck with horses I've owned. I've only ever owned one of their autoloaders, which was an original Millennium. I've owned several of their revolvers over the years. I've always had good luck. I still own a Model 85 and a Model 80, both 38.
Now, I've never owned any Tauruses. I'm not opposed to it by any means, but I just never bought one. When I bought that SAR arms, I had a chance to buy the Taurus, but I went with the SAR instead. Not that I regret that buy, because that's been a damn good little gun.
Yeah, I think they're pretty good. Yeah. Those K2s get pretty much stellar reviews, and they're less than $300 most.
Yep. Well, see, I was actually wanting to get the K2 when I picked up the one that B6P, but I couldn't find them anywhere that was selling them. Everybody either sold out of them or just didn't have any in stock.
I wanted the K2 and 45, big K2. I didn't jump on one back when they had them for decent pricing, and now you can't find them anywhere. When you do, they want $500+ for one.
But you'd probably run into the same problem with that as you do with the SAR arms. It's just finding accessories for it. Sights. Nobody makes night sights for them. Holster.
I would wonder if they use the same as the fan glow. They use the same sights.
I don't know.
Polymer compared to one of those, they're almost the same gun.
That's an interesting question. I had been.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I had been looking for a company that's putting out night sights for them, and I can't find one. So, if maybe, like you said, some of the CZ sites will work on it. I don't know.
Yeah, measure the dovetail and let me know how wide it is sometime, and I'll measure the dovetail on some of my CZs if it matches up with any of the CZ patterns.
Be an interesting little experiment.
The TriStar T120 I have, which is made by SARS Vermont, that uses straight up CZ sights on it, CZ75 sights with that.
Hey, Night Strike's out there. I think I'll send him a link because he normally asks for one. Look at that. No sooner than I said it, looked over gun channels, and he's like, link me. Begging for it. There it is.
But like, if you open up, I mean, seriously, the TriStar I have, which is made by SAR, is identical. I mean, almost every CZ part will interchange on that. Might need a little bit of hand fitting, but they're almost identical.
I don't know. You would think that any company that's selling a firearm in the United States, there'd be somebody out there putting out parts for it. Depending on what's on demand. Hey, Nice Truck. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good. I'm talking with Scott and some of the guys out on the YouTube side in the chat. Scott's complaining, not complaining. He's mentioning how high the price is on those K11s at classic firearms right now. And I just got an email this morning, and I went and posted it out in the chat that J&G Sales has Smith & Wesson Model 10s for $349.
That ain't bad.
And, but granted, it's the 4-inch heavy barrel one, but
that's the one you want.
But I believe it does come with speed loaders.
Can't beat that.
But remember, it's the Model 10, so it's in 38. It's in 38 special. So,
speaking of guns, Night Strike, have you got anything back? Heard anything back for your CCW?
Oh, I called the sled the other day, and apparently what happened is, even though I sent it in to like the beginning towards the middle of February, They didn't get around to start processing it until the 28th of February.
Dude,
So
that's been what? Over 3 months ago.
They didn't start processing the date isn't from when you sent it. It's from when they start processing it, is what they said.
Ah. So did they explain to you why it's taking so long to get the shit processed?
Apparently, everybody else sending in applications is what's making it so slow. But so it's 90 days from when they start processing it. So 90 days from February 28th, which means I won't get it until probably the last week of May, probably first week of June, depending on how much they drag their ass, is what they told me.
So you got a couple of months.
No, I've got a couple of weeks.
Weeks, yeah. Yeah, that's what I meant. Brother. So that's what I got to look forward to.
Yeah, so it's 90 days, not from when you send it in, but when they decide to start processing it.
What, they got just one guy going down? Okay, this one is okay. This one's okay.
Listen, I tried, this was last week, but I tried to get a hold of them, get somebody on the phone at their department for an entire week. I wasn't able to get it until, the afternoon on Friday, because I went and talked to somebody else at SLED saying they don't answer the direct number. Who does anybody actually work there or even answer the phones? And then eventually I got somebody at the regulatory department, but apparently they've been swamped with applications, and I'm doing this with air quotes. So just do air quotes along with me. They've been swamped with applications, so that's why it's taking so long for everything.
Well, I can believe it, because there was a bunch of people in that class I took. So, and according to what they said there that day, every class they get's full.
Yeah.
So and you got to figure they got what 6 locations, I think it is. But that's just Palmetto.
Just FYI, if you live in South Carolina and you want to get a CCW or a CWP, that's what they call it here, CWP. It's not 90 days from when you send it in. It's 90 days from when they decide to process the application. So it may sit on some dude's desk for 2 or 3 weeks before he decides to open it up and start inputting it into a computer.
So you're going to be infringed, basically, if you apply down there.
I'm going to be infringed until like the first week of June.
I'll be right back.
Grim out there. How you doing, Grim? Scott's out there. Mr. Gixer's out there. Now we got some people showing up. That's about the way it normally works, about 6:30. I've actually thought about just go ahead and moving the show back to 6:30 and starting it from that point, run it till 7:30. So that'll be a half hour before Ghost Show starts. So I might just do that, or just run it for an hour and a half every Tuesday.
Yeah.
So, just bullshit for the first half hour or so until people could start getting in here.
So that's what you have to look forward to, Ellis.
Yeah, well, I'm used to waiting. I wait on everything.
I'm not used to waiting.
Nothing new to me. So what's new with you, Nostrak? Anything going on that we might be needing to be aware of?
Not particularly, but I can screen share and show something interesting.
Oh, well, I like interesting. Everybody likes interesting.
It's not technically gun related, but it is, because it's for GunTube.
Oh, I was about to say that you found yourself a girlfriend with more guns than you.
That would be my luck.
And that would be good luck, at least for you.
Anyways, this is GunTube Hangouts, which I'm working on.
Oh, so soon I'll be able to do this over there.
Yeah, but you'll still only be able to go and live stream to YouTube because it doesn't work for other servers yet.
If we
Yeah.
could find a way to get GunTube to stream to gun channels, that would be the way to go.
Oh, you can if you have a video, if you have a live stream video or just a normal video on GunTube, you can embed it just like you do on YouTube with YouTube videos on GunTube.
Yeah, but I'm
works the
talking
same
about
way.
just avoiding YouTube altogether.
Well, you can. It's just instead of using the built-in live streaming for this, you would just use OBS and just stream directly to GunTube server. It works too.
And you know that way you don't have to post anything on the YouTube side whatsoever if you don't decide you want to.
Yeah, but the only problem is GunTube does not have a chat for live streams right now. So that's the only drawback.
So the audience participation would be just pretty much out the window.
Pretty much it would be limited to just gun channels chat side. So, but again, you know, new platforms, whatnot. If I can get a crowdfunding campaign started, I might be able to do more because I'll be able to actually pay a developer to help me customize some of the stuff, because some of this stuff is beyond my capabilities as far as coding and whatnot. I'm good at a finite amount of things, and some of this stuff is beyond me. So I have to hire someone to help me figure some of the more complicated stuff out.
Oh, I'm sure that there are certain individuals over on the gun channels that would be willing to help you out a little bit if you ask.
I've already talked to some of the individuals, and I don't do web programming. I only do this type of programming. So I'm gonna have to hire somebody.
And you don't think there's somebody over in gun channels that does the web programming that could theoretically, jump in and say, "Hey, let me show you how to do this"?
Not right now. I've asked, and nobody stepped up. So apparently, there's nobody out there right now.
Well, just throwing things out there,
I know. But,
trying to help you out a little bit.
That's what I'm working on right now. So there we go. I've even got the whole little GunTube logo here instead of Google. So it's a nice touch.
Yeah, it is really. So, when do you think you might have the chat thing worked out on there?
That is the lowest priority on the list.
Okay, so what would be the highest?
Getting a new server.
Getting a new server. I thought you already had that one in the works.
Yeah, but I'm gonna have to crowdfund it. We'd already talked about that. I'm going to start a Kickstarter somewhat soon. But the issue is I have to move the entire thing over to a new server which can handle the amount of traffic we're looking at getting. Because right now I can't do it with what I got. There's just no way in hell.
So you're figuring you're going to need what? 4 or 5 different more servers than you have now to carry all that?
Yeah, I'm gonna build a super server.
Wow.
What is it? A supercomputer. Yeah.
Oh, so we're going to start comparing you to NASA these days, huh?
No, apparently they do sell them, or you can just build them. So that's fair. That's what I got to use.
Well,
so that's all. Sorry for boring you with technical chat.
No, you're not boring me at all. Grant you it's more of a Clover thing than it is a my thing, but I don't mind it. I really don't.
Hey, you've got some videos up on GunTube, so.
You post them over there?
I may or may not have posted them over there for you, yes.
Well, I appreciate that. You can post any of them you want. If you find one that you think would fit in over there, go ahead and post it. Just
I
whatever.
posted some of the funny ones.
Uh-huh. Boy, there's been a lot of them.
I meant the produce stuff you did, where you were out in the backyard with the shotgun because the gun that Ghost sent you didn't work.
You know, I still haven't figured that thing out. I had it back out there last week, and I still can't get it to work.
You know, I've got a SIG that's exactly like that.
It don't shoot. It don't
No.
rack. Magazine don't drop. Trigger sucks.
Yeah, I've got a SIG exactly like that.
And I can't believe Ghost actually carried that thing.
Well,
no accounting for taste, I don't guess.
Yeah.
It's okay. We still love Ghost.
Yeah, the SIG I've got, the one I've got is a SIG P226. So.
Oh. Wait a minute. You're having that kind of problem with a SIG? That's unusual.
Well, you're having that kind of problem with what? What was that, a Glock?
Yeah. But with it's a Glock, it makes sense.
Right.
You know, Glock imperfection and all that.
Right. Well, you know, performance issues, you know, that kind of thing.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, but here, let's see if the camera works.
I guess it's perfection for people who thinks a mediocre gun is perfection. Oh wow, yeah.
P226.
Yeah, that's about the size of my Glock.
Yeah.
And and nothing works on that one either, huh?
Nothing works on that one except the holster. The holster works.
Oh, you got a holster with yours. Well, see, I didn't get a holster.
See?
Oh shit! Look at that. I'm jealous. I did not get a holster with mine.
It clips on too. It's a clip-on holster.
There you go. The only problem is it's, you know, a bit small for inside the waistband. You probably lose it.
Yeah, it's a bit small for inside the waistband. It's more of a pocket carry, I'd say.
I'm thinking more along the lines of maybe a wristband carry.
Wristband carry, possibly.
You maybe ought to get one of those, what's those bra holsters? The flashbang?
Now, how would you know what the hell those things are called?
Because I've got moves.
You've been
Seriously, at this point, I can conceal a Desert Eagle under my man tits. It's getting ridiculous.
Well, you know what? You just keep that one to yourself because I don't think anybody watching this show at this moment wants to see that.
Yeah, please.
I can turn the camera on if you want.
No, do not. You can spare us that pain. Thank you.
Okay, are you sure? You know my milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, right?
I've seen Bob with that.
Oh.
I've seen Bob without his shirt. Let me tell you, the nightmares I had.
We see now you're bringing up nightmare shit. Yeah. I don't know what it is with Bob and the shirt off the camera.
None of those zombie movies last night we discussed on Match Chat had any lick of horror that is Bob. Just saying.
I just have to.
Oh, horror. Sounded like you said lick of horror.
Now, he wouldn't know anything about that.
No.
Good Lord. Why do you people always have to pick on Night Track?
I'm just telling you what it sounds like on my end, okay?
I'll tell you why they have to pick on them, because they're lazy and they don't want to pick on someone else.
Not true.
No, it's true. You want to go for the easy teas, and that's it.
I really think that if you ask anybody out there, I'm equal opportunity in fucking with people.
Oh, yes, he is. Me and him has went back and forth many a night.
And your echo is bad,
Your echo is bad.
RL.
Hold on. I don't have my headset in.
He bought a new headset the other day. I don't know if he's actually got it working or not.
He probably left it when he was in the litter box.
That's a grand.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rich White says zombie movies aren't scary; they're boring. Well, I don't think they're boring. I don't think they're scary. I've never seen a scary zombie movie. But then again, most of the movies that's been coming out over the last 20 years, I have found none of them scary. Gross, yes. Scary, no.
Yeah, they seem to go for the gross factor more than scary.
I tell you what I thought was video games. They have got some pretty damn good scary video games out there that'll actually give you a fright.
Which ones?
Well, back when Resident Evil first came out, some of the shock value in that was pretty damn good.
Yeah, but that wasn't Resident Evil that started that. The one that started that was the one I had for my PC called Alone in the Dark. That series is what started all the whole horror genre. Resident Evil copied off of Alone in the Dark.
Well, I've never even heard of Alone in the Dark, so that'll tell you something right there.
They made a really bad movie at one point too.
Did you go all the way back to Castle Wolfenstein with that? That was kind of the original horror kind of game, wasn't it?
Well, no. Wolfenstein 3D was the original first-person shooter. You had Wolf 3D, you had Doom. Those were the originals.
I remember those when I was younger. I was in college. Doom was fun.
You were in college, dude.
What?
I'm reading what Gunpowder's written out here. Gunpowder, you got a link if you'd like to jump in here. Tardot's welcome back anytime he wants to come.
Tardot said Dead Space
is
a scary game. Yes, it is. I've got all three of them.
I have never played any of those Dead Space games.
They are ridiculous. Yeah.
I've never played Doom. I tell you what, for years, the only game I played, honestly, was Ghost Recon. And I played that son of a bitch religiously, I know, for 5 or 6 years.
Really?
I loved that game. It was the realism of the game that I like so much. You could actually use cover, use concealment. The camouflage actually worked in the game. You know, it wasn't like Call of Duty or any of those games. You know, just the maps were huge, so a sniper rifle was actually something that was a good choice in certain maps, not so much in others. Not every shot would kill, but most would, depending on shot placement. If you shot them in the leg, they couldn't run anymore. They'd be limping around the map. You shot them in the arm, they couldn't shoot worth shit. Shot them in the head and their chest, and it didn't kill them. They was all screwed up. So, and I thought that was a great way to play the game. I mean, you had that little bit of realism in there. And it was more stealthy than it was, run and gun. And I love that about it. You had to take your time and ease through the map instead of just running from one end to the other and hoping not to die. And people that actually tried that didn't fare well. They'd run out in the middle of the map and they'd get cut down.
Yeah.
And that's I wish they would remaster that game and release it today, and I guarantee you it'd be a bestseller. The original Ghost Recon with its 2 expansion packs, which was Desert Siege and Island Thunder. And you'd have a perfect game out there right now. And in my opinion, it beats Call of Duty or Battlefield all the shit. Better than
I don't
both
know.
of them.
I liked Battlefield. I was not a fan of Call of Duty. I was more of a fan of Battlefield.
Oh, I agree. Battlefield was a much better game.
You know, I played a lot of Battlefield 2 and Battlefield Bad Company 2 religiously. Because those were, in my opinion, the 2 best Battlefield games. Aside from like Battlefield Vietnam. That one was really good too. A losing war, but a really good game.
I had never played that Vietnam game.
Battlefield Vietnam?
Yeah. Now, I did play a game that was based in Vietnam called, it was one of those sniper games. I can't remember which one it was.
Spec Ops?
Yeah, I think that was it. And that was a pretty good game.
Yeah.
Wasn't bad. Wasn't bad at all. But as far as, that's my thing. I didn't like Halo because I like a more realistic game when it comes to first-person shooter.
You didn't like Halo?
I couldn't stand Halo. There was
okay. Neither could I.
There is so much about that game that drove me absolutely freaking batty. For instance,
I'm just messing with you. I didn't like Halo either.
Halo had this sniper rifle, and every time you shot the sniper rifle, the bullets hit the contrail, telling everybody else on the map exactly where you're sitting. I hated that. That's just crap. Come on, man. I'm a sniper. I don't want everybody else to know where I'm at. I want to be laying low. Nobody sees me. Take a shot. And get the hell out of the way. You know, when I played Call of Duty, I would piss people off because I was a master camper, and that's what I did. And everybody's wanting to run and gun. Well, they'd run past me, and I'd shoot the shit out of them. Because in a real combat situation, I'm not going to be running around like an idiot. I'm going to be taking my time, looking around, making sure the coast is clear.
Well, the one thing I really liked about the Battlefield games were, like with Bad Company 2 or Battlefield 2, you could you wouldn't run around on the battlefield alone. You'd normally team up with a squad. So if you have a couple friends that you were playing with, you would all form one unit as one squad and go out and do the whole death, murder, and mayhem thing.
I could see that, but as far as just running, gunning, and
you don't want to run and gun. It's with the Battlefield games. It's not you run and gun. It's you either get a vehicle, you either stay in position, or you move tactically around the battlefield instead of just run right in the middle and get shot.
Which is what most people do when it comes to.
It's like I'm not running straight through. I'm going around the battlefield trying not to get shot, whereas everybody's just going straight through the middle getting shot.
Yep, pretty much. And that's fun. That's what they enjoyed. But, what do I know? Hell, I played, I used to love that Top Gun game. You remember
that? For NES?
Yeah. Man, I played the shit out of that.
I've got the cartridge.
I absolutely love that game. And then Afterburner. I liked Afterburner.
Afterburner.
Now, I didn't like the Afterburner game in third person. I liked it in first person.
Right.
Yeah. I'm weird like that. I don't like playing a shooting game in third person. It just drives me nuts.
Well, you are kind of nutty.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Well,
we all have our, ups
quirks.
And downs, I guess. Yes, quirks. We'll use that word. I'm sitting here testing my knives.
Oh, no, he's testing his knives, people. Stand back.
Well, no,
Were any of them as sharp as Night Strike's 1911?
I have bought a new sharpening stone and I'm testing it out and seeing exactly how well it does, and it's doing pretty damn good. I'm impressed. So I can't stand a dull knife. It drives me absolutely batty. So, guys, um, I did have a topic that I wanted to discuss a little bit on tonight, and it don't look like anybody else is showing up, so we're going to do it right here, right now. And if anybody joins in later on, you're more than welcome to participate in this. But we were wanting to talk about the Second Amendment and what the United States would have been like if there had never been a Second Amendment written. Not sure. What do you think we would have become?
We'd be England again.
Yeah, but what other ramifications do you think that would have had?
You know how much we get taxed now? Double or triple that.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that assessment.
On top of being a British royal subject and getting fucked in the ass every day when you wake up and go to bed.
No, no, no. I'm saying the United States is still the United States. We kicked Great Britain's ass. We sent them packing. We became our own country, and the Constitution was intact, except there was no Second Amendment.
I don't care. I'm still saying that's how it would be like. Deal with it.
So you think that we would have won the original war, but they'd have came back, taken us over again, and pretty much put us right back into the under the crown, so to
Well,
speak.
yes, with one minor stipulation. If the Civil War had still happened, then the Civil War might have turned out a bit differently.
It's an interesting thought.
Because you're changing variables. You're saying that they didn't have the Second Amendment, so there's no guns, or guns were in limited quantity. Well, if the Civil War happened, they would have had spread all the guns out. They wouldn't have let the Confederacy wouldn't have let the guns just sit in a box in a warehouse.
Mm-mm.
And they might have been able. I'm not going to say that they would have won, but they would have done much better than they did.
Well, up until Gettysburg, if I'm not mistaken, the South was pretty much winning the Civil War.
Well, Gettysburg was the beginning, but up until the end of the war, as we know it, the South was actually putting up some rather good resistance. It's like the war. You should know this, considering one of our relatives is actually a Confederate officer.
Yep. So, RL, what do you think the United States would have been like without the Second Amendment?
I am doubting the Constitution would have been ratified without the Second Amendment. So I would have changed pretty much the whole structure, and I think, of the country. To tell you the honest to God truth. If you read back to what the founding fathers talked about, they wanted to switch from the Articles of Confederation to our current form of government because we couldn't raise a standing army and we couldn't tax and raise money to support the government very well when we were a loose confederation of states. One of the key factors on that happening was most people didn't feel like we needed the standing army, and if we were going to have a standing army, then that's why the Second Amendment was included, one of the main reasons. I'm seriously doubting we would have had the same structure of our government as we do now. I think we probably would have been more of a looser configuration, kind of like more of a European Union type deal would be my guess.
Yeah, I could see that. Um, Do you ever stop to think how much power the Second Amendment takes away from the government? You know, with if they would have had, if we hadn't had a Second Amendment for the last 200 plus years, we would not be able to. The Civil War would have never happened. First of all, the Civil War would have just never happened. It would have been an impossibility. Um, because nobody would have weapons to fight back with. You know, it'd be
I still don't believe that the Civil War would have happened. Maybe not in 1861, maybe further down the line, but it still would have happened.
yeah, but it wouldn't have been brother against brother, you know, the way it was then. And I don't think there would have been as many militiamen involved in it. You know, state militias involved in it. I think it would be
There wouldn't be any militia.
exactly, exactly. Um,
But this is a morbid topic, and how long are we going to talk about this? Because I'm starting to get scared.
it is a morbid topic. It is a scary topic, but it's a topic I think that we have to talk about and discuss because where this is leading is what happens tomorrow or the day after tomorrow or next week or next month or next year, 5 years down the road, when they actually strip the Second Amendment from us. And people say that that can't happen, but it can happen. And that's scary as hell. That's what scares me.
Actually, you know what? Midnight Range puts out a good point. He said there was fighting more north than Gettysburg.
Oh yeah, yeah,
It even made it to Harrisburg,
yeah.
which was a
It
big
did.
hub for supply. If they had taken Harrisburg, Gettysburg may not have mattered.
But
But that's another story.
yeah, that's a whole different ball of wax you're going into right there.
But
Um, you know, but what I was
we'd
saying
be
was
more
this.
like Europe, and we'd be wanting guns because of terrorism. Still, regardless,
Yep. You know,
because terrorists don't care. They're gonna have terrorists no matter what. Period. It's just that one element of that one asshole that just wants to shit all over everything.
well, honestly, I see it as if we hadn't had the Second Amendment, as you know, they complain about how much crime there is in the United States right now.
Triple
Could
that.
you imagine the crime rate in the U.S. without the Second Amendment?
Oh yeah.
Uh, and I'm not talking about illegal immigration. Think as bad. Could
That
you imagine?
illegal immigration and even get this, copyright infringement and illegal immigration would be the lowest of priorities
Yeah, yeah.
because at that point, so much other crime would be happening around the country that it wouldn't matter. It just wouldn't.
We would be overran with rapists, murderers. There'd be stabbings on a daily basis. And I'm talking in numbers that would dwarf what we have right now. You know, this country would have been attacked on many different occasions because there is no populace that is armed to the teeth like we are today or like we were back in, you know, 1941 when the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor.
You know,
Then you have to think, would we even have a Pearl Harbor?
I joke about this, but if any country wants to attack the United States, go for like the New York area, the New Jersey, or the California area because you're gonna meet the least resistance there. Just saying.
Yeah, and the one place you don't want to go is Texas.
Yeah, don't try and invade Texas, yo.
There's a certain little person there. Her name is Gunpowder Beauty, and she will throat punch you.
And that's before she gives you the 45.
No.
And when I say she gives you the 45, it's called a slug.
Nah. She would be polite about it and bless their hearts first, and then she'd kick their ass.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You know.
Bless your heart, throat punch them, and then if they got real ornery, 45.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, well, I just got a picture notification, and my niece apparently has had her baby. So,
well, congratulations.
Yeah. It looks like a healthy little baby boy.
Good.
That makes me an uncle again. I'm getting tired of being an uncle. This just keeps happening.
Wouldn't that make you a great uncle?
Yeah, this is true. This is that's the what? That's the third one? No, shoot, no. That's the fourth one. Crap. So I'm a great uncle 4 times over. And that makes me feel extremely old. Good Lord. I'm glad my brothers and sisters didn't have any more kids. I'd be in trouble. Sheesh.
Oh.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I was hoping to get a little more in on this topic tonight, but
it's a scary topic.
It's a scary topic, and there's, my panel never showed up. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold off on this till next week. I'll make plans for it, and we will discuss it further then. But for right now, we are calling this one done. I think we had a good chat today. It was a good show. Remember, Tactical Tuesdays coming up in about an hour, and then Hit or Miss at Tuesday nights at 9 o'clock, and Night Strike showing off his 1911 again.
Yeah, the 1911.
Yes, it's impressive.
Yes, it is.
Other than Hit or Miss, do you have anything to plug?
Friday Night Strike, 8 Eastern, and GunTube.
Why did you go for 8 Eastern instead of
it was the only time slot that was open at that point in time.
Oh, I was wondering about that. Because I can never watch that show because I'm always at work at that time.
Yeah, I know.
So, which means I have to watch all these shows in replay, and that just drives me absolutely batty. But at least now,
because you want to comment on them, you want to post a comment, but
yeah,
but it's already over, so nobody's listening.
Yeah, exactly. But I watch them anyway, and I might not watch the whole show, but I'll watch 10 or 15, 20 minutes of it. Normally,
if it's good, you'll watch the whole thing.
Well, yeah, if it's good. I've watched a lot of the Tactical Tuesday shows and several of Clover's chats and NEAs.
Not all of them are good.
Yeah, and all of them are good. So I'm stuck there going, well, I really wish I could have been a part of that because that was a damn good show. But that nasty thing called work tends to happen, and you can't get away from it.
Yeah.
You could make a living without going to work. It'd be a wonderful life, wouldn't it?
Well, I'm semi-trying to do that.
Yeah? How's it working for you?
If I can get GunTube off the ground, then it won't be work so much as work. It'll just be, making sure things are working.
Yeah. And then you have to figure out how to make GunTube make money for you.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. And that's where the problem's going to lie. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, RL, you got anything to plug before I get out of here? You're muted, RL.
I'm at work here, bud. I can't really do much right now.
Okay, well. Ladies and gentlemen, we are calling this one done for the night. I appreciate everybody for showing up, saying hello, stopping by. Like I said, Tactical Tuesday coming up tonight at 8. Hit or Miss tonight at 9. Catch both of those shows. And what else is coming on tonight, Nice Track?
Big Gunner 81's on at 10 after Hit or Miss.
There you go. So I might
And
be
don't
doing
forget the Daily Gun Show tonight at, what's it?
midnight.
Midnight, yeah.
Well, and I might be doing a late night chat after that tonight. So I appreciate you guys. Y'all have a good one. We will talk to you next Monday.
They should be so lucky. Shall not be infringed.
I'm not sure that it's luck more than a curse.
Well,
they're listening to my show for an hour, maybe more. That's a curse. Anyway,
shall
thanks,
not
guys.
be infringed.
Bye. Yeah, Night's Track shall not be infringed.